I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. Are we on?
Okay.
Oh.
God damn it. You were good. I was not even anticipating. You didn't even give me an opportunity. Welcome back to the Chaos Agents podcast. My name is God damn. This is Clayton or Clay. You're not allowed to call him Clayton though. Only
ClayK.
That's what Amelia calls me.
Only Amelia for that one. But anyway, we got Elijah, my intrepid co-host, as well as Holo or Jolo or Yolo.
Whatever you want. Or J-Lo.
I'd be really happy if someone approached you on the street and called you J-Lo.
Many times.
Yeah.
You're J-Lo. I saw you at Daydream.
Oh yeah,
What
of
songs
course.
have J-Lo? What songs does she do?
I don't know. I think I fell off.
I feel like
Damn.
I feel like culturally, there's like a song we should all like know.
Right.
About her. Like, you know. I don't know.
I can hear her voice in my head. But
She's
like, I don't
Jenny
know.
on the Block. That's
That's Shakira.
no, that's the album though, like Jenny on the Block.
Was it?
That's it.
But I don't know any songs from it.
Was J-Lo in Destiny's Child?
No, that's
No.
Beyonce.
Oh, fuck.
A lot of people are gonna fuck you up for that one.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, our 6 listeners are going to be really upset with you.
For my birthday, like
go
a
after
couple
you.
years ago, me and Amelia watched the fucking J-Lo movie. She made a movie like 2 or 3 years ago about her life, and it's like a music. It's like The Wall. It's like her, The Wall, or like
Whoa.
it is really
Wow.
trippy. Like it's basically just a bunch of like music videos to her of her new album. What's it called? Fuck, I can't remember. But it was really great.
It was good?
No. Well, it was like
I was like,
awesome.
there's no way that's good.
Sold me on it.
It was hilarious. It was, I mean, I don't know. It's almost so bad it could be like maybe thought of as like secretly kind of genius because it's so fucking over the top and insane. But it's really funny because like Ben Affleck's in it because they're married.
They
They're
were
still married?
Yeah, and he seems like he really does
They're
not want to
divorced.
be there.
I think they're divorced now.
I don't know.
This is like a pop culture podcast now.
Yeah.
Hit up my Discord, hit up my WhatsApp, hit up my Blue Sky, hit up my X, formerly known as Twitter, hit up my YouTube, hit up my
Threads.
Bandcamp, hit up my
Also,
Threads.
Venmo, please give them all the money.
Follow me on Threads. I'm about to make my first thread ever.
Oh, I've been waiting for it.
Well,
Y'all have been inspiring me.
I'm teetering on my first thread either being Eurethra Franklin or Brendan Eurethra.
I remember
I
this.
like the Eurethra.
Yeah, well, I'm just
Eurethra
trying to think of more
Franklin.
celebrities that like
Yeah.
have
Urethra
Eurethra
Franklin.
sounding names, you know.
Instead of saying like Eureka, we should say Eurethra.
Eurethra! That's what he yelled when he got out of the bathtub.
Ooh.
The guy who said Eureka. Do you remember that? Didn't you
Yeah.
learn about that in math? Who was it?
I'm trying to think.
He said urethra?
Yeah, he said urethra. He was in the bathtub and he saw his dick and he's like, oh my urethra!
He saw his
He
dad's
ran through the
dick.
streets and he saw his dad's dick and he ran through the streets naked going, urethra, urethra, urethra! I figured out the theory of urethra displacement.
What the fuck is it?
Okay, because it was I forget.
Wait, is that what the theory was?
I want to say it's Galileo, but I think I'm
No,
wrong.
I don't know who it was. It was Albert Einstein. No, it was some olden day scientist, and he was in a bathtub, and he was a physicist.
Right,
Yeah. And
right.
he got in his bathtub, and he noticed when he got in the bathtub, the water displaced around him, and the water level went up, and he figured out like displacement theory because of that. And the legend goes that he was so excited, he got out of his bathtub and ran to the city streets naked, like stripped to bones, naked, butt
Is this
ass
real?
naked, and like running through the streets going Eureka, 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 Eureka.
That is
That's
the
the
legend.
And this was like last year.
Yeah.
Physics has come a long way
They
since
got it
then.
on TikTok. You should just look it up.
They got it on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
What's loose guy?
Well, I think his life was in danger because the king was convinced that his crown wasn't made completely out of gold. And so he was like, I need someone to figure out some kind of way to prove that this isn't completely gold. And so then he got in the bathtub and then the idea struck where he was like, oh, water displacement. Okay. And then so then he could measure like how much
Oh, the weight. Yeah.
the weight of the gold versus like lead or a different metal would displace the amount of water.
I love how you low-key just knew the entire fucking
You
history
actually
of that.
I thought you were fucking around still.
No, like,
honestly.
I was waiting for the bit to drop. Damn.
I feel bad for the king. How could you go on not knowing if your crown was made out of gold or not?
Yeah.
Fuck with my head, man.
Yeah, even kings get scammed. Like, buy that off like Wish or
Dude,
something?
even billionaires go through shit. Like, we should really rally and
We should
support our
really
billionaires.
sympathize with the billionaires.
I can't even like run on that joke.
Just my
I hate
heart
that.
goes out to them.
Whole heart.
It must be so hard.
Imagine having
so much money, you don't know what to fucking do with it.
That's just rough.
Ugh.
What is Blue Sky? I think Blue Sky's, isn't that like the fucking like Nazi Twitter?
No, Blue Sky's the not Nazi Twitter.
What is the one that Trump has that he posts on?
Oh, Truth Social.
Truth Social.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, follow me at Truth Social.
I just really like hanging out on the Kraft Foods website. They have kind of a social media thing. So
Kraft Foods has a.
That's how
kind of a social media thing going.
that could totally be a thing.
Like, I believed you.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
me on Rate Your
god.
Music. I'll be like, I'll spend hours on Rate Your Music just like looking through shit. Oh, that's an actual, I can plug that. Guys, rate my sting on Rate Your Music. All you music nerds and losers who argue in the comments of things, go rate our compilation/demo CD on Rate Your Music. It's got a
Yes.
4.75 average because me, Kurgan, and Amelia had rated it.
Yeah, because you downvoted it. Like,
I didn't downvote. I gave it a 4.5 stars, which is pretty good. But I'm humble, so I wasn't gonna give it 5. But Amelia and Kurgan gave it 5 stars. Kurgan actually initially gave it 4.5, but he raised it to 5.
oh my god.
Clay, what's the cartoon you grew up on?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob?
Oh god.
There's like a take going around like kids who didn't watch SpongeBob were like lame and had terrible childhoods.
That's me.
Which I kind of agree. Like I kind of think that there's like a fundamental understanding that like inherent bond people who watch SpongeBob growing up have with each other because it's such an idiosyncratic like influential type of humor. But I don't think it makes you like a bad person or like a worse person for not watching it.
Wasn't that on cable though?
Yeah,
It
on
was.
See,
Nickelodeon.
that's why I didn't have
watched-
cable growing up.
I watched SpongeBob and I watched
Damn.
Adventure Time once I got a little older.
So I have a similar feeling, but it's about The Simpsons.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I grew up.
I watched a lot of Simpsons.
I grew
too.
up watching The Simpsons when I was a kid. It was on Fox 6 days a week, and like I would watch it. It was on an hour Monday through Friday, and then it was on for a half hour on Sundays. And like I noticed, like my closest friendships are with people who really like The Simpsons growing up.
Yeah, I think Simpsons, and I don't know. I think that there's like something really inherently like bonding about like you can like tell like even without ever having had to talk about it that someone watched the same shows as you growing up. And SpongeBob is one of those ones because it was like Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's like borderline kind of weird and creepy and fucked up, and there's like a lot of weird horror elements about it. But it's also like people talk about like fucking parents who didn't let their kids watch it talk about it like it was like the spawn of Satan. Like it was like the most brain rotting like junk food show you could ever watch. But there's so much more to it to me. There's so much depth and like love and craft that went into that show. That it really makes me upset when people are like, nah, it was slop. That like ruined kids' brains growing up.
It was a classic.
That's kind of how I
SpongeBob,
feel
dude.
about South Park. Like, it's stupid as fuck on the surface, but there's like so much shit going on in there.
Yeah. I think South Park though in recent years has had like a cultural like reevaluation. Like I feel like the general public really likes South Park and Trey Parker and Matt Stone and shit.
Yeah, it's wild how influential it is in our culture, especially now.
It's become like SNL weirdly.
Yeah,
Like people are
'cause,
like,
like,
yo,
every
you see
week-
South Park last night? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, dude, you're missing out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Like,
that's cool. I don't
okay.
really watch TV, but like
There was someone the other day that like said a joke, and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, you didn't see the episode the other day?" I was like,
look at this guy, he watching the South Park episode. Fucking loser.
"I am. I have never even seen it.
You never seen a single episode of South Park?
Not a single one all the way through."
What?
I watched it a lot as a kid, but like I don't think I retained a lot of like the political and like social satire and shit that was in it. I was a big Family Guy kid. Yeah.
That one was
yeah.
funny to me.
I can admit like Family Guy is really stupid and like there's very little substance to Family Guy.
But I think
But
that's
sometimes I'll be like
Yeah.
fucking scrolling through TikTok and I'll get a Family Guy clip and I'll watch the whole thing and laugh my ass off.
yeah.
Yo.
That's what I say to Peter every time I want to hit his vape. Peter,
Oh, yeah.
your vape. Peter.
That's facts.
Nah, that's clutch.
That's clutch.
That's ratchet.
Ask Aspen about the Peter adventures at Field Division. There's a couple. He got
Really?
lost multiple
Oh,
times.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, really?
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
In the dark. It was fucking sick. Like,
Yeah?
it was insane. Like, I overnighted a tent. Like, I had no gear. But
Damn.
yeah, and I'd like just bought a ticket like the day before we were going. So
Holy shit! You just fucking went head
yeah, I
first.
just went for it. Yeah.
So for those of you that don't don't know, Em just went to a music festival. What was it
Yeah,
called?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Field of Vision Festival.
Because we're in Colorado.
In Buena Vista, and it was perfection.
How long was it?
Like 3 nights.
And you
Yeah.
said you overnighted a tent, so you like ordered a tent and were like, this has to get here, or
Yeah, and then I was like prepping it like the night before. I was like, okay, I'm gonna set this shit up in the apartment just to make sure I can. And then like we got there like 10 o'clock, so I was glad that I prepped that because I was like, I don't know, fuck, like just to know how it worked.
Yeah. What's the history? Why did they do it in Buena Vista? Do you know, like, are they from there, or?
No, they're from Australia.
They're Australian, dude. They love Colorado. I saw them at their Red Rocks gig, like their marathon set, which is like, I feel like since then that show's kind of gone down as like a big one for King Giz because they talk about how much they love Red Rocks and Colorado in general. So I think that's why they chose Buena Vista.
Okay.
Yeah.
They knew that they had a huge base here. That was like kind of the perfect mountain town that wasn't too expensive for people to like be a tourist in. I feel like Buena Vista is like one of the more like accessible mountain towns too.
Yeah, and it was just great. I mean, like, it's really cool because like they're honestly like they're multi-instrumentalists. Like every single person in the band like writes songs. They have like a really democratic process. They're all multi-instrumentalists, so like they take turns.
They write like 20 albums a fucking year.
Yeah, and then they're also just getting into like EDM stuff, and they have this entire table that looks like a Meow Wolf like exhibit, and it's like all built out with like analog gear, and they just wheel this shit out like it's on like a table, and they just like play.
Big
then they like
modular synths.
yeah, exactly. So like they have a whole like segment in between. They played for 3 nights, 3-hour sets. So
They
like,
love their marathon sets.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw them at Red Rocks, I got tickets for it because they announced it as like a marathon set. We're gonna play all of our albums in a row. And I was like, holy shit, that's like that was already like 15 albums.
Damn.
Because they put out like 5 albums a year and shit,
Yeah.
like insane stuff. So I was like, yeah. But then COVID happened and it got delayed like a bunch and
Right.
a bunch and a bunch. And then by the time I saw them, they had literally put out like 5 or like 10 more albums. So there's like just a
Yeah.
long set. Forget the
Exactly.
marathon thing.
Wow.
I mean, and also they said that they were going to do it next year, so they're going to make it a
fuck yeah.
recurring thing. So
Nice. I might go with that.
do it. Yeah.
Clay, what's a food that you're just like, please don't ever give that to me?
A lot.
All of
I'm a
them,
really
actually.
picky eater. That's my worst trait about me. I don't know. What's a food I really, really don't like? Like one that I will never fuck with. Okay, I think that's the thing. Like, there's no food I really hate, but there's a lot that I would almost never eat because I just don't like foods.
Is it like a texture thing?
It's a texture thing, yeah. It's like a sensory.
You don't like sloppy?
I don't like sloppy. I don't like slimy. I don't like squishy.
Mayo.
My girlfriend's
is
the
mayo
same
now
way.
no good.
No, I don't like mayo, but I like the taste of a lot of those things. It's the texture. Like I love mustard. I really do, but I don't like to have like mustard on my fucking thing. Like I like when it's like baked into the meat.
Okay.
Yeah, I can taste it.
Okay.
But I don't like the slop of
the
it.
slimy.
Yeah, I don't like the slop of the mustard.
Fresh tomatoes. No. People have
It
issues.
depends on the context. Like if there's like a little tomato chunks on my pizza, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Or even like spaghetti. Oh, olives actually, black olives. I don't like those. That's one food I really don't like. I don't like eggs either.
I like ate all of that shit tonight. Like
Really?
you're just naming all my greatest hits from dinner.
I had a bowl of Cheerios for dinner.
You had mayo and olives and what else?
What was it?
Tomato and olive
Tomato
mayo soup. Everyone has
and
it.
mustard in small, weird, specific doses, mixing in
Shots
with
in between to wash down the olives and tomatoes.
Okay. Fair.
So you don't fuck with like burritos?
Not really, no. I mean, sometimes if it's like a breakfast burrito with like meat and shit, I can slop it down.
But not a sloppy Joe.
No sloppy joes.
Oh, I haven't thought about sloppy joes.
I had a bowl of Cheerios for dinner tonight, though. It was great, honestly.
The honey nut Cheerios or just the plain
Just
Cheerios?
plain.
They're actually Trader Joe Cheerios. They're called Joe O's.
bougie.
Because, they don't have... They're their self-sustained
Trader
thing.
O's?
Cheerios are great.
Are they sweet or are they?
They're just... I don't like sweet cereal.
You don't like sweet Cheerios?
I don't like sweet cereal in
Joe's
general.
horrified.
Dude, like, I remember the only sweet cereal I was ever, like, really even wanting to try as a kid was Cookie Crisp. Because I'm like,
Oh,
cookies...
I fucked with those.
And I ate them and they were
good.
dog shit. Like, they were terrible. They were, like, coated in, like, that fucking, thing that, like, sweet cereals.
Joe's like,
Yeah.
give the coating to me.
The coating,
I want
it's
it.
terrible. And then, like, sometimes my aunt babysat me as a kid. She's like, do you want sugar on your Cheerios? I was like, go for it. And I tried it and it, dude, traumatizing.
You're a little weirdo.
It was good. That was the same aunt that shot that dog right in front of me.
Oh my
Hey, clip this, chat. I grew up in the boonies out in Brush, Colorado. Like, really redneck, like crazy.
Oh,
And my aunt used to
British.
babysit me, and they're like hardcore. Like, no, they're not. They were really nice people, and I love them. And they were rednecks, and they had a gun sitting right next to their door, like a loaded fucking like. I mean, my kid brain thought it was a shotgun, but it's probably just like a fucking,
BB gun or
no,
20 gauge,
like a 22 or something.
Okay.
And there's this fucking dog that would like fuck their dog sometimes, and it was fucking their dog once.
Hold
like,
on a second. Do you mean literally fucking like it was
Like
having sex?
like
actual
fucking their dog.
Okay, I didn't know if you meant like you would like get in a fight with it.
No, a dog would come fuck their dog.
Gen Z
and my
lingo.
aunt, she'll remain nameless. Well, fuck it, she's not gonna watch this. Aunt Jan, she would.
shout out Jen.
Shout out Aunt Jan.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like watching fucking Drake and Josh or something. Like I was like 6 or 7 or something, like watching TV. Probably younger. I was probably like 5. And this dog's fucking their dog, this little crusty-eyed dog out in the front yard. She opens the door. She's like, "Hey, stop fucking right now!" And she grabs her gun and fires at it like 3 times. And it's like from inside of her living room.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, ow,
God.
that fucking hurt my ears.
That's wild. Do you know if she hit it?
I have no idea. I was too young to remember. But
Yeah.
crazy ass story. And I
That's
don't remember
wild.
like being especially traumatized by it. I just remember thinking like, that's loud.
That's
you really
just
have
like
to do that?
you're
Like, I was
just
like
you're just
annoyed.
like in a permanent. You're like disassociating. You're like,
I wasn't. No, I was like too
alright.
young to disassociate. I was just like, that was fucking annoying. I'm trying to watch my show here.
God damn. Like,
Turn watch SpongeBob.
just turn up the volume on Drake and Josh. Oh man, Jan's at it again. Damn.
Jan, crazy
Alright.
man.
Do you remember your introduction to music? Like, how did you first experience music, or what was your first musical experience?
Yeah, when I was 3 years old, my mom had Red Hot Chili Peppers' Greatest Hits. And it was released in like 2003 because it didn't have anything from Stadium Arcadium forward. So it was like kind of after Californication came out, and it was the song Other Side. She put it on. And I specifically remember like, because I was 2 when American Idiot by Green Day came out. So that album was always in the CD player. I remember hearing a lot of Boulevard of Broken Dreams but Other Side by Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's the only thing I can like point to and be like, I remember the first time I was like, I heard a song, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was like 3 or 4, and I can't remember exactly. Like Nevermind by Nirvana. I remember being in preschool and asking if we could listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Preschool or kindergarten, first grade, like that kind of general era of my life. Like there's some shit in there too, like Three Doors Down. I mean, I don't know. I don't even think Green Day or Red Hot Chili Peppers are that good anymore. But like, I can't deny how much I loved them as a kid.
Oh yeah.
They're like a good fundamental like stepping stone.
Especially that young. Like, I do not remember shit from when I was like 3 at least. Like,
Yeah, I was 3 or 4. I just remember being little, trying to collect all the Red Hot Chili Peppers albums when I was like 4 or 5.
damn.
The first CD I ever got was Stadium Arcadium by Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Oh,
because that came out in
sweet.
2004, and so it would have been like 2 years old by the time I had gotten it, because I was like 5 or something when I got it. Stadium Arcadium, and then I had the Greatest Hits CD. We had Californication. I think that was all I had from them at the time, but yeah. I remember not being able to understand that like artists had different songs. Like I thought like they made a song and that was it. Like I thought Boulevard of Broken Dreams was its own thing, and the rest of the Green Day album was like, that's Green Day. But Boulevard of Broken Dreams, it took me a long time to understand that the concept of an album was as a little kid.
Oh sure.
Wow. That's interesting.
I think I was just stupid. Or, like, I was just a dumb little kid who like didn't understand. Like I was too young to even be like thinking about like an album.
Yeah, that's really hard to conceptualize, like, because it's a pretty abstract concept. Like,
Yeah.
why an album?
Well, I think it goes to show that like there's no real like reason the album is the de facto like artistic statement of an artist.
Yeah.
Outside of
Love
it
that.
just being the most commercially viable thing.
Right.
I had a long conversation with Amelia about this. Oh, Amelia's my girlfriend. That's context. I had a long conversation about how like I think that there will be another artistic like grand statement that an artist will be coming out with that is not just the album. You know?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Clay, tell me about your first instrument or like your first experience of making music.
That's a good question.
What was my I think it was like I had like a guitar, like a little baby first act, quarter sized guitar, or maybe not even quarter size. It was tiny. It was like a ukulele now, and I got that when I was like 2 or 3 or something. And I didn't really never learn how to play. I would stand on my bed and like pretend I was on stage and like strum and make up songs as I went. I do that for like fucking hours at a time. And then it's weird. Like I remember having my guitar, and I would go to my grandparents' house, and my grandpa and my uncle played guitar. Like all right, they would just play like songs. Like my grandpa would play like old folk songs, like Doc Watson and the Kingston Trio and Bob Dylan and stuff like that. And I didn't know what any of it was. And Johnny Cash too. He liked Johnny Cash. And my uncle would play shit by like Incubus and Tool and stuff. So like their respective like upbringings, like easy to play on guitar type songs. And so I'd always watch them play. And there's never like a singular moment where I was like, yeah, I guess I'll learn guitar now. I mean, there's moments where I'd be like, I'm gonna become as good as Eddie Van Halen. And then just start like trying to fucking learn like Eruption or something. But there was never like a single moment where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn guitar. I kind of just like always had one in my hands and just went from there. The only instrument I really ever said like or made a conscious decision to learn was I was at like a graduation party or something when I was like, I don't know, like 11 or 12 maybe, like right when I was going into middle school. And my uncle, I don't even know if he's my uncle. I don't know who the fuck it was. he had a big drum set. And he was like really into 80s hair metal and shit. He had he like loved Alex Van Halen and stuff. And he had a big double bass drum set. It was the nicest drum set I've still to this day ever played on. And he basically just taught me how to play like a simple like 4-on-the-floor drum groove. And I spent literally like we got there like 5 p.m. and we stayed there until like 11. I spent the whole fucking night just playing drums.
Wow.
I credit like 90% of the skills I have on drums to this day to that night because I've never like ever since like sat down and been like, let's learn something.
Really?
You know, and so that year I decided like, yeah, I'll become a percussionist in the school band. So I did that in middle school and high school. And I think when I was in 6th or 7th grade, my parents got me my own drum kit. That's literally the drum kit we play today at the shed.
What
No
the fuck?
shit.
Yeah. And that's the only instrument I ever really tried to learn. And then once I got into high school, I started like my own bands. And like middle school and high school, I had like little 2- and 3-piece bands that we would meet up and make music every now and again. Dude, I probably was in fucking 50 different bands in middle school and high school. We were just like, yeah, man, let's start a band. And we met one time. We never went anywhere. But like of the ones that did actually go somewhere ever, we would play like, we set up shows. There's like a gazebo in a local park that we'd set shows up at. We also invite people to our basement to watch us play. Like a basement show.
What were the names?
Yeah, do you remember?
The only one I really remember was VOD or VOD.
VOD.
Yeah, we started a band called VOD. And this was like, I remember this one specifically because it's the only one I took like sort of seriously. It was like my junior or senior year of high school. Me and a freshman I had made friends with and a kid just one below my grade. We started a band called VOD in my basement. And I was getting really into like experimental music and punk and all that shit at the time, like heavily. So I was like, we're going to make a band and we're going to make it sound like as shitty as possible. And that was like literally, I would tell them to show up and not learn anything. Like, I don't know. It was like my pretentious, like stupid, like, we're going to sound like Swans.
This is punk.
Yeah. And so we did that and that didn't really go anywhere. It was called...
Was that still in Brush?
Yeah, that was in Brush. This is all in Brush. I mean, none of them ever went anywhere. Like, we didn't even have a local music scene there. The closest thing to a scene we had there was every year there's this festival they hold called Bobstock because Bob FM is the big radio station down there, and they are the only like musical discipline in that whole like 90-mile area that cares at all about music. So they chill out like a couple $100,000 every year to like get like someone like Vanilla Ice to come and play. I only went a few years. The year we went, they got Mark McGrath, who is the singer of Sugar Ray.
Right.
So Sugar Ray didn't come. Mark McGrath came with the drummer of Snow Patrol. Him and the drummer of Snow Patrol, they came and did covers of songs from like that era. They did a few Sugar Ray songs. They did some Smash Mouth songs. Snow Patrol, obviously. Like Three Doors Down, like that era of like alt rock. And I was like a little shithead, and I was like Sugar Gay, Sugar Gay.
As you should.
That was like a meme at the time too.
Yeah, because in like the early 2000s, some kid was like outside of a nightclub yelling that at Mark McGrath. He goes, Sugar Gay.
Yes.
And Mark McGrath gets up in his face like, "I'll beat your fucking dick off, man."
That's
we
where it's
got
from.
mad?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like a 20-minute long video of the kid just harassing Mark McGrath.
Oh my
and Mark
God.
McGrath's like 35, so he should know like just go in your limo and
be
drive
like,
off.
hell yeah,
He's like, "I'll beat
man.
your fucking car off, man. Do you know how many fucking records I've sold?"
Wow.
And the kid's like 15. It's the funniest shit ever.
Amazing.
And the kid has a shit-eating grin the whole time, like,
Yeah, like I fucking got it.
You're sugar gay. You're sugar gay. So suck my dick. But yeah, that's definitely like band. I really remember. I think I started one with a few other people in middle school and high school, but they never went anywhere. I was always writing songs though.
Yeah.
I was really, when I was in 8th grade, I was like infatuated with like Nirvana and like Kurt Cobain and shit. Like that was
not a bad one to be in.
No, but I think it's a rite of passage for a lot of people
Right.
to kind of have that time in your life where you find that sort of like early 90s, like beginning of like what shaped the modern day's alternative music scene. And
Yeah.
Like, this is the fucking most fucking crazy thing I've ever.
Yeah, for me it was Doolittle, Pixies.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that was
the
like
same
pivotal
time.
for me.
Yeah, I found out Nirvana, then I found the Melvins, and then I found Pixies.
Yeah.
And then I mean that's one of the many things I attribute to like kind of going down a path to getting into like the kind of music I think I'm into today.
Yeah, I can hear that too, like the foundations.
I mean, I could point to 1,000 different moments where I say like, yeah, this got me into this and that got me into this, but it's really just like a hodgepodge of like what my parents listened to, what was cool at the time, like the other kind of media I was consuming.
Yeah.
What was your hair like in high school?
I changed it a lot.
Really?
I think when I went into high school, I had like I always had long hair in my freshman year of high school, and I think I kept it into my sophomore year. But I dyed it and like would shave it and shit. I usually kept it pretty long though, like around here.
Oh, damn. So after high school, where were you going?
School. I went to college. I went to CSU like right out of the gate.
And you didn't join any bands during like that time, huh?
No, that was 2020. That was COVID-19 like prime time, and I moved into the dorm literally like right across the street. I was in Allison Hall, and my roommate was supposed to move in like a day after I did, but he texts me like I text him like a day before he's supposed to move in. He's like, "Hey, so my parents bought me a house, so you're gonna be alone." So I was just alone in the dorms for a long time. Shout out though, Henry and Adam, my neighbors.
All right.
Love you, Henry and Adam. Sorry I don't respond to your memes very often on Instagram. I forget. But
Too busy prolapsing.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, I was alone the entirety of that, and I kind of looked for open mics, and I had a guitar in my room I'd play, and I made a lot of music like in Logic. In fact, the only like big release I have on the ClayK Spotify, like the Space Inside Debbie, that's what it's called.
Okay.
I made like the entirety of that in my dorm.
Is that when you started, like, the ClayK shit?
So, well, at the time I wasn't ClayK, I was Clayton Eric Kaufman, because I thought it was more,
Yes.
I thought it was more classy to have my full name.
That's how I have to search your shit on Instagram. Like, I have to do
okay,
the
that
full
pisses
name.
me off because, like, for some reason, it's ClayK on all the streaming.
Yeah, I know.
But for some reason, Instagram never got the memo that it's ClayK now.
Thank
it pisses
you.
me
I
off.
thought I was
But some of it is. Like, the one song is.
Right.
The
yeah,
one.
I know.
You know the one? The
Walgum?
city? The
Oh,
Walgum.
no.
One of them.
Yeah,
Some of them are ClayK.
I think it's Walgum.
I
yeah.
don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But either way, some of them are
Yeah.
ClayK and some of them are Clayton Eric Kaufman.
Right.
And it really pisses me off. But, like, I don't
Yeah.
know. The first, like, Clayton Eric Kaufman thing I ever put out was, I was, like, a junior or senior in high school. And it was called, I can't remember. I think it's called Stay Here, is what the song was called. And I recorded it on Reaper. And it's still on, like, my SoundCloud. And if you go back and listen to it, it is insane. Like, I don't even hate the songs, but, like, I don't even know how it's possible to produce a song so poorly. And it's not even just, like, oh, the drums are too low, or the bass is too low, or, like, this is too muddy, or whatever. It's not even that. Like, the mixing on its own is fine. But, like, it sounds like I put it through a bit crusher. Like, it sounds like I think it was just the laptop I was using had, like, literally not even close to the amount of processing power I needed.
You had just like two
There's
bites.
one song that is so like artifacty and like sounds like I was in a bit crusher. Like it sounds like an effect, and I'm almost like, this is cool if I meant to do this. I don't even know how it became so. I don't know.
Sometimes like
It's weird thinking about
sometimes like incompetence is awesome though.
Like, yeah, legitimately.
real.
Like,
Legitimately.
I
it leads
kinda
you to
fuck
cool
with that.
places.
I mean, that's the beginner mind, right? I think that's the goal, or at least for me, I'm recognizing in my craft, like, approach this as a beginner would. Because you can just overthink yourself to death, you know? And, like,
For sure.
yeah, that
I mean,
beginner
especially
mind.
with music, like, I feel like, especially starting with an idea, if you don't go in with the beginner mindset, like, you're gonna just, like, make, like, a 12 fucking note little melody that, like, is kind of crazy, I guess, but, like, doesn't sound that good.
Yeah.
Because you're, like, thinking about it too much.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I hear that, like, your freshman year of college, like, that was COVID time, but you were producing a lot. So you had to dorm to yourself. You were just able to be loud.
In a mega desk.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's incredible.
12-foot long. It was awesome.
So then how did that become what you are now? Like, you've got ClayK and the Vertebrates. I remember the first time I saw you was at the Control Z show. And I was like, God damn, this guy's fucking
Oh, you were
loud.
solo at that time.
Yeah, you were solo and
I
you
was
were playing.
loud.
You were playing with tracks, and I remember like both you and Joel. I was so impressed by your tracks game because like I know you all had made your tracks for yourselves, and like when did you start performing and like being out and deciding like no, I'm gonna start fucking doing this? Nice.
I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how. Like, that was, 2020? So I was in the dorms, and I was, like, very aware of the scene here. Like, I knew at the time who was really big at the time. I think, like, that was right when People in General were becoming a thing. Shout out People in General. They're all in different bands now, but I don't remember all the other bands that were kind of starting out then. I think, like, Crooked Rugs were starting to become a thing, and Lost Homes and all of those kind of psych rock bands were becoming cool here. So I always wanted to, but I never did. I just was, like, kind of hiding in my dorm, being depressed and anxious. And then I just straight up dropped out of college because I was so unhappy. And I was also just kind of disillusioned because in Brush, I was, like, super cynical and, like, spiteful towards my community, which I really...
I'm insane. Society.
Which I really regret now because, you know, while I don't really like the politics or the general atmosphere, I mean, it's like almost a sundown town, Brush, Colorado. I do regret not participating in, like, the more, like, positive communal aspects and being such, like, a hateful cynic towards all these who I perceived as, like, stupid idiot motherfuckers.
They're rednecks.
Motherfucking rednecks. Like, yeah, they're rednecks, but, like, you know, go get drunk with them and, like, maybe they'll ask you about your music and maybe you'll become a friend of theirs, you know? But, like, I was too busy, like, kind of hating everyone. So the idea of college was promised more as, like, you'll go and you'll find your friends and you'll rocket off into space. But, like, it was during COVID, and I think that also maybe the culture was just a little too, there's no, like, monoculture, there's no, like, mainstream to, like, glob onto. So I was really sad, so I just decided not to go back. I ended up moving to Denver, like, the end of 2020, and I lived it with my grandparents there for, like, a year or two. And that whole time I was writing music, but I wasn't performing it. I would perform it, like, every now and again. Like, I remember I performed, like, 2 or 3 gigs ever in Denver, just to play near Kaufman. I played at the Mercury Cafe once.
Okay. Damn.
And I forget, there's a venue. It was called The Venue. It was in Arvada or Broomfield, I can't remember. One of those two. It ain't, like, 2 people showed up. But I was writing, like, I was getting into a lot of electronic music. Like, I was playing with, like, synthesizers a lot of that time. But then I was just writing a lot of music, and some of that ended up putting out. But then it wasn't until I moved to Fort Collins. Even after I moved to Fort Collins, I met Amelia. We started living together. I was writing stuff sort of off and on, but I was sort of, like, unmotivated to, like, get into the scene. And it wasn't until, like, October, I think, of 2022, I really started getting into the scene. And I don't know, it's all been a blur since then. Like, I joined Paintings of Decay, like, all the while I'm, like, going to shows and meeting people and familiarizing myself with the scene. I joined Paintings about almost exactly a year ago. I think it was in July. Like, July 4th is when Max asked me to join the band. Since then, it slowly grew into me doing what I did today.
Yeah, because me and Noah made one song, and that's what made Control Z.
Yeah.
And then from Control Z, the day of the event, you were like, fuck it, let's get a shed together.
Yeah, because I came over earlier in that day, and I'd really been thinking about, because the way it'd been going up until then is I didn't have a place to practice. I lived in a tiny little, like, 400 square foot apartment, and I could not be loud there. So every now and again, I would go to the painting shed, which always made me super nervous, like, afraid Max was going to be, like, mad.
Will you all explain what the shed is?
Oh, the shed is a storage unit that we rent out. So Paintings of Decay, the band me and Jolo are in, we practice in a storage unit rented out by our guitarist named Max. And him doing that inspired me and Jolo to purchase another unit to rent out, and that's where we practice our things. Anyways, I would go to Max's shed sometimes, and as minimally as possible. Like, I would get a show, I'd practice my ass off for a week, and then I'd play the show. But then I was like, this is not fun. I don't really even like doing this. So I was like, you and I get a shed, because it's too much for me to spend on my own. But we ended up getting a good shed. I like our shed. I like our room that we have. But I was really unhappy with the way I was doing just the ClayK thing. Like, I didn't think I'd cultivated a good, like, artistic, like, canon as just ClayK, or like I couldn't separate the old stuff from what I was starting to do because it was so different. So I wanted to, like, actually have a band and, like, something that, like, my old canon as an artist could exist, but also start fresh, sort of. So I started looking for people to fulfill, like, what I was really wanting, and then that became my band, ClayK and the Vertebrates. And it's going great. I got very, very, very lucky with, like, the people in my bands. Yeah, M and Peter. And
it worked
PC,
out perfectly for, like, Control Z too. It, like, matched up. So you're like, I need a band, and then people in Control Z where you're like, I want to be in a band.
Hi,
Yeah.
it's me.
No, it was like perfect timing. Everything kind of just came together perfectly, and I feel like if I had tried to do it sooner, it wouldn't have happened as well or as easily.
Same.
Yeah,
So-
I remember one of the like first times I met you because I was kind of on that same hunt last year of this like, I want to be in a band. Who do I scope out? And I was just like, hello, hi, I want to be in a band, and you're just like, okay. And then I don't know, like
No, I mean, that was the thing. Like, I played a lot of solo shows, and I remember being happy with them at the time, but I see videos and pictures of them now, I'm like, damn, that's so, like, far from what I really wanted it to be.
Yeah, I
And
totally
it
get
makes
that.
me, like, sort of cringe a little bit, but I'm happy I did it, because
it's
like...
not cringe.
No, I mean, it's not
at
cringe,
all.
but you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
bums me out looking at them, because I'm like, damn, that's just...
Nah, it shows your growth, I think.
It
Like,
does, though.
I'm in the
Yeah.
same boat. Like, I was doing solo shows too until like we started our bands. And
Yeah.
looking back at it, I'm like, damn, like that was an era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
No, it's cool though. I'm happy it happened. But I'm happier now that I have a band and I have like a community of people rather than it just kind of being me.
What do you think it is? Like, what about having a band is different than the solo project?
Well, I don't think it's like necessarily that it's like the band that makes it like more viable or like more valid in my mind. It's the idea that like I have plenty of solo music that I'd be perfectly happy to play by myself to this day. It was just the kind of music I was making. It was meant to be loud and explosive, and like there's meant to be a lot of synergy between the instruments. The songs are structurally weird. Like there's a lot of long gaps in between vocals, and it's meant to feel like loud and propulsive. So, and it just didn't like at all work as like backing tracks.
Yeah.
They were loud and they were like, I guess, like aggressive and angry and stuff, but they weren't, or not even angry. I don't think my music's very angry.
It's satanic per some accounts.
Oh yeah,
so,
for
yes.
some accounts.
For some
chance.
passions.
But I wanted it to feel like I wanted to be physical.
Like
And
wall of sound shit. right?
it can't be a physical wall of sound if it's just a dude like screaming his head off by himself while backing tracks play. And I'm proud of those backing tracks, but those
Right,
backing
they're
tracks,
good.
I made all of those backing tracks as tracks and just the song I was making. And then I was like,
Yeah.
well, if I'm going to perform them, I need the backing tracks. So I'd like split my vocals and guitar and whatever synth effects I was using
Yeah.
with it. But
Yeah.
Also, just like when you're trying to go for a huge wall of sound kind of beat, it's less impactful when it's just one person there too. I also feel like the physical presence of like
That's what
multiple
I'm
people
saying,
on
like,
stage
the
is like
physicality
that
of it all.
also changes it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Yeah, there's an energy, I think, with having other people on stage with you that you can really feed on each other. And
Especially Peter. When you have Peter,
When
it changes.
Peter's screaming in between the
and when he's bouncing,
there's like an undeniable physicality to it that's just
Yeah.
like I always wanted, but I just didn't have the means to always have. But I will say, some of those old performances of me that I did, I feel like I managed to get across some of it.
100%.
No, you
despite
did,
not
though.
having
Yeah.
a whole like army behind me.
I remember being
100%.
so fucking impressed by your show at the Control Z event. Like, I was
Yeah.
just like, damn, like, this is like, it's powerful, and it really stood out to me. I mean, both of you are just such great performers, and your shows really stood out, and like, I was just so impressed by the tracks. It's like, God, these sound really good. And that's not easy to do. Like, it's not easy to make tracks that sound good on a stage.
Right. Yeah, I feel like if I close my eyes and listen to you play a solo thing, like I would think it would be like a full band. Like I would be fooled for sure.
That's that's good to hear. But no, I'm happy. I was performing the songs as ClayK, but I think moving forward, it feels like a completely separate thing between ClayK and the Vertebrates.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that makes sense. So one of the things about your shows is they're really fucking loud. That's
They're
a
very,
thing.
very loud.
That's like a thing
Bring
you
your
go
ear
for.
pro, please. Thank you.
Yeah. You're playing a show. What's something that you wish or hope that audience members or a new person who just like kind of stumbles upon you takes away from your show?
That's a good question. I guess there's a lot of things that I want them to take away from it. I feel like I want them to feel like maybe they've been kind of put through the ringer, sort of like they've been tired out, but not in like a bad way, like in a metal band way where it's like, well, like bludgeon you guys and fucking punish you guys. Like I just want them to feel like they've really been tested and like pushed in a way.
Like a deep tissue massage.
Yeah,
Like the
like-
one when it
like,
fucking hurts.
I want them to feel like they've been like
yeah.
like they've been like intruded upon in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of what I got. Like every time I watch one of your sets, like I always walk away like I don't know what the fuck just happened to me, but like I feel euphoric.
Like they've been observed or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, I don't know, like, not like a way where it's like, because I've been to shows where, like, punk singers or whatever, they get up in your face and you can, like, feel their fucking saliva hitting your face and shit. I mean, that is cool. I like that. But I mean it in a way where it's like the music itself and the experience and the physicality and all of these different elements combined and our energy and the music itself, the lyrics and like the themes and whatever the fuck, or the subtext and all of that. Like I want it to feel like the audience has been, I guess, like touched or been like, we've like forced ourselves upon them in a way. That sounds fucked up, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like, yeah, that's essentially what I mean. It's hard to describe, but...
Well, so what I hear you saying is that people leaving your show, you want them to have an experience, but it's like not just like kind of an arbitrary experience. It's like a doubling down. It's like to be at your show is to be strongly affected in a way that like maybe your energy is depleted. And it's like, it's because you're pushing out so much energy, you're kind of wanting an exchange.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Totally.
Like an energy exchange. I want it to feel like, yeah, like an energy, like an exchange of like, you kind of see what I'm doing. And by the end of it, like in a weird way, like you kind of almost want it to be over by the end of it. Like you're like tired and you're like almost like an exercise in a way. Like,
Yeah.
I want it to feel less like you're passively like watching a band play, but like
Right.
you're really having to engage with the music and not just like in a lyrical way or like you're having to engage with like the subtext of the music, but like you're having to engage with like the physicality and like the implications of like why it's so loud and why the songs are so long.
And why it's structured in the way that your songs are structured, which are really unique, by the way, and super organized. I love the structure of your songwriting. Like, I think it's beautiful. Like the way things go up and down. It's like, but it's not just it's up and down in like so many different layers and they come together in a really organized way.
Yeah, thank you.
It is like a deep tissued massage, though. That's kind of a great way of putting it. Like,
Yeah, well, I don't do stage banter. I don't like to laugh and joke on stage and be like, hey,
How's everybody doing?
yeah, that's stupid.
like, yeah, fuck you, Joe. I hate the way you do it. No, I'm joking. But, no, I don't do that because I think there's a lot of different purposes for lots of different kinds of music and lots of different kinds of art in general. I think the purpose and the entirety of, like, the mission of whatever I'm doing on stage is to be found in a foregone conclusion. Like, I'm communicating to you alongside, like, everything else that's happening on stage. Like, I'll be like, hey, we're ClayK and the Vertebrates, fucking blah, 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 we have merch. But other than that, like, you know, just engage with me.
Yeah.
And I think in a way sometimes that, like, in some content, I mean, it depends on the crowd, but sometimes I think that communicates more.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't think you have to go into a whole, like, banter dynamic, like, especially for, like, the ClayK band. I don't think that really
That's
fits.
what I'm saying. Like, I think it wouldn't work in the context of our music. I think it'd be awkward to go from a song that's, you know, a 15-minute long song about some abstract concept that is very serious and takes itself very seriously to be like, so how about the lemon? Not to, like, be digging too far up my own ass, but, like, that's just, like, my, I guess, like, philosophically what I think about being on stage.
You've talked to me about how, like, you want to keep this project going for a while, but then you kind of want to, like, scrap it and move it into, like, in a totally different direction with possibly different people and do a completely different thing. Do you think that would stay, like, ClayK and the Vertebrates, just a totally different sound? Or, like, what are you
I think it would
thinking?
stay ClayK and the Vertebrates.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing with, like, any, like, long-term project I'd be working on is I want it to all have its own trajectory and its own, like, context and canon and whatever. So I think ClayK and the Vertebrates, if I were to start another band where I had, like, complete creative control or just my solo stuff, like, all of it at some point, I would imagine I would have to change dramatically at some point. Just because, like, I've always been inspired by artists and bands and projects that do that, where they mutate over time.
Right.
I don't see it in the super near future, but long term, I don't want to be coming on stage and playing the same songs over and over again.
For sure. I feel like you could definitely adopt, like, the Giz kind of model where you, like, you keep the same people, but, like, you just dive into different genres and, like...
And
like,
not even, like, talking about, like, swapping people. Just, like, certain people playing a different instrument entirely or,
totally,
like, someone else does this thing for a while or we experiment with the way songwriting even happens. Like, I'm not, like, just a total overhaul of the way we've always done it, you know?
For sure.
I just really wanted to figure out who yelled Eureka, and Google is being really slow.
We're circling back.
But I recently went to, like, a music educators conference, and it was incredible. And the classes I primarily went to were hip-hop classes. Archimedes. Sweet. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Galileo was way off. But this conference was really cool because it's called the Modern Band Summit. So, like, the idea is not teaching kids classical music, but teaching them how to be in a modern band. So, like, how to play the music that they're actually listening to, so that's like the idea. And then they started introducing a hip hop section, which like that blew my mind to like learn about the history of hip hop in the US and like just how it came about. Cause it was just these parties where like DJs figured out how to do carousel DJing. Cause like they figured out how to do loops on 2 turntables. The DJs would like spin the records and then like switch to one side and then spin the other record back. And it was nuts. Like
DJing is an insane
like the old school analog DJing was like so nuts. And then like there was eventually an MC that was usually selling drugs to people at the party. And they're like just yelling stuff. And then eventually that turned into like what we know as modern hip hop. But then like learning from these teachers that these music forms have been such powerful expressions of really oppressed peoples. And so like blues and jazz and then hip hop like coming out of like such strong oppression, and it's being these expressions that now like is so mainstream. Like everyone knows blues, and it was black people.
What's blues?
Purple.
Oh.
It was like this powerful expression, and before the instruments even showed up, like we had these old soulful spirituals that are so influential like in American music, and like now there's just mainstream, like everyone knows about these music forms. I think that's particularly funny to me is classical music. I was trained as a classical composer, but like no one gives a shit about classical music now. Orchestras are dying all over the place, and part of it is because composers hit the Romantic era and they were like, no one can write music as good as Wagner, so like we might as well try something else. They started writing really, really out there weird music. Like some composers set out to write the worst songs, some just went into like atonal music, and it just became unlistenable. And then like
well, that's interesting you say that, because I don't know if you know, I studied composition at CSU.
Yeah.
oh, did
That's
you
what I
really?
did, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Opera,
I studied with a
by the
vocal
way.
emphasis, so I ended up having to study a lot of different types of classical music and opera.
Yeah.
And I got really into like modern day classical music, like post romantic. Like I got really into John Cage and Steve Reich and Philip Glass and all of those, like really out there. Who else? Henrik Gorecki.
Arvo Part.
I love Arvo Part. Who else? Lamonte Young. And like I loved a lot of that, but I do agree, like we've reached a natural conclusion, I think, of a lot of that kind of music. And not to say that it can't be reinvented or like pushed forward, but I think like if that was to happen, we've already seen it happen. Like it's the integration of that music into the modern culture of like hip hop and what folk music ended up becoming in hip hop and all of that. Like we've seen those like very avant-garde, purposefully like forward-thinking, boundary-pushing types of classical music. We've already seen that sort of more or less meld into what the avant-garde of a completely separate train of thought, like where like punk music and industrial music reached its like furthest most out there avant-garde conclusion. We've already seen like the classical side of that sort of like merge, and now we're living in like the shared existence of both those things, which is I think that's interesting to me.
Yeah, totally. I'm with you. I wasn't just shitting on modern classical.
Yeah, well, fuck you. I like John Cage and I like Ligeti, okay?
I like them as well. I think more of like Schoenberg and like,
I like Schoenberg.
oh god, I could not ever get into the 12-tone like matrices. I was just
Or
like,
what about
this.
what's his name? Jesus, I can't remember his name. Carl
Karl Marx.
Good old Carl. Yeah. Shout out
This is
Carl.
embarrassing.
What about him?
I'm gonna listen to this later and I'm gonna be like, that's his name!
Are we doing a candy gauntlet?
I don't
Yeah.
like these. I have had these before.
Okay.
I've never had these. I've like of all the toxic shit. I know I will fucking hate that.
Yes.
But I
have
think
a
Amelia
feeling.
would like this, honestly.
Okay.
She might.
We also have chocolate licorice too,
Oh,
which
sounds
will.
Ooh, I'll pass on that.
Okay.
Jesus, what the fuck? It is like industrially packaged.
It is.
Like, do not eat this if you are not ready.
Okay.
This one looks honestly delectable.
Small balls.
It does, honestly.
Smog balls it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I asked that question, what's the worst fruit?
Oh, yeah.
And your answer has been the one that has stuck out to me the most, of like the generic red delicious apple. Mm-hmm. Like when it's like mealy and like...
Like the gala. Oh, we're supposed to do it together.
Oh shit!
Hey.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Just chowing down on
Sorry. I don't know. I don't know the rules. I'm new here.
Who's hungry?
God, fuck. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
we're
am
supposed
kinda
to
hungry.
cheers it. Okay. Cheers.
It hasn't really gotten sour, honestly.
Smog balls.
Yeah, here, stay away. Mine's
Okay.
in my mouth.
Duh.
It wasn't sour yet. It just tasted vaguely. Oh, you just crunched right into it. Damn.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I feel
Wow.
like that's not.
It tastes
It's good.
like
take that.
Smarties.
I'll take that
I
all
like
day.
this.
That's fine.
Good.
I'm really waiting for. I'll try all three of these.
Good.
Wow. That was like the best
This
run.
is yummy,
we had.
yeah.
That's not
Oh, they're
bad.
kind of soft too if you suck them.
We had the was it like the peanut butter and jelly M&Ms.
Yeah.
Those were really good.
I've heard like horror stories about how sour this shit is. It's not. It's like very yummy.
It's pretty mellow.
I'm always disappointed by things that claim to be sour.
Can I try all three of them?
Yeah, we can do a toxic waste.
How the hell
like-
do I open this?
I have no idea.
It has like a child-proof lid.
That's how you know it's toxic. See, I want it actually to be toxic. Like, I want it to be so sour, I feel like I might be hurting myself.
Right.
Ugh.
That's what I'm after, and I've yet to find it.
This is the kind of food you want microplastics in.
You could just get like some citric acid and just.
Oh, I can tell this fucking gonna be sour.
It does. This looks bad. I don't like the way this looks. It's like
Oh, God.
Oh
individually.
god, it's like fucking like I can taste it already.
This is gonna be like Warheads,
Okay.
but possibly
Oh,
worse.
God.
Or heads
I don't know
would
if I want
possibly
this.
put you in the hospital. I like sour candy generally, but I don't like it when it's like way too sour.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is way too sour, or else it's just gonna be boring for
I agree.
You're not going.
I don't think I'm doing this one.
Let's run it.
more for me.
Ooh.
Oh, that's already really sour.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Holy fuck.
Oh
I gotta like tuck it in like it's dipped.
my god. My salivary glands just had a
Yowz.
seizure.
I'm about to pack an upper decky with this shit.
Oh.
I mean, honestly though,
Ah.
it's already done. It's already like sweet.
Yeah. Now it's good.
It was. I'm disappointed. I wanted to really be like in pain
Yeah.
I had that for like a second.
for like a split second. I was like, ooh, that's got some kick.
Oh, I'm awake. Okay.
Those were good.
Oh, the inside gets a little more sour once it busts open
Oh damn.
or reveals its innards.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That was solid.
Ooh.
I like it.
I love the candy gauntlet. It's one of my favorite things. The only thing that we have left is we sing Elephant Penis.
Do you have any? What are your
Fucking
future
go.
plans? What are some things that the viewers can be looking out for?
I don't know. This can be more of a promotional thing. What is that?
It's an emergency crow.
You gotta sample that shit. Right.
We can do that under the elephant
Alright.
penis.
Oh, yeah.
Hit a little rap on this.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we yeah. Yeah. Sour in the mouth, toxic waste. That's all I got.
Hey, yo, listen. Yo, we out in the garage and you know we getting hard. We doing other shit and we going out the bars. Motherfuckers think it's funny, acting like they're in charge. No, they ain't. I'm the one who's really in charge.
Yup.
I'm in charge. I'm the boss man here.
ClayK.
I'm gonna hit you in your face, grab you by the ear,
Ears.
tell you what it is, I'll tell you what it ain't.
Are you
I'll hit
listening?
you in the face. I hit you so hard that you will faint. Yeah.
Penis. Elephant.
You gotta cut all of that.
Nah, stay it
My
is.
part too. It was
Okay.
one bar.
Thanks for tuning in on
Yep.
Chaos Agents. Check out ClayK and the Vertebrates.
Listen to Alive and
Oh, yeah.
Inboxes on Bandcamp and on YouTube. And rate us
yeah.
on Rate Your Music. I'm really
Yeah.
obsessed with that specifically.
Asher's turf this
Rate
shit.
their
Okay,
music.
do it. Okay.
Wait,
Thanks.
that was the elephant penis segment?
That was it.
Okay.
It doesn't
Okay.
have to be. Do you want to try again?
Bye. We could do it again.
Well, Clayton never said elephant penis.
Elephant penis?
I said it
Oh
a
yeah,
bunch.
we said we do elephant penis at the end.
What is elephant penis?
You just start a melody with saying elephant penis a bunch.
Yeah.
And then we'll like join in with you and
Elephant penis?
Yeah. We're ready for it. It literally could be.
I don't fucking.
It's elephant.
Elephant penis. I've been a penis with the penis with intravenous. Grabbing chinets. Grabbing all these peanuts. I like the way that she grab up on my penis. Elephant penis. Name her Ella, and then I grab her by the. No.
bye you all. Thank you.
Bye. Catch you